we're at a critical juncture for the global economy, and you're the finance minister of a small, open economy. If tariffs do go ahead, what would that mean for your economy and the global economy?
Well, first of all, tariffs just increase prices, so it's a taxation on consumer goods. So that's bad for consumers, that's first of all. But second, what we see is that the debate about the tariffs creates a lot of uncertainty, and that will have economic effects because consumers will not spend, businesses will not invest, and a small open economy like the Netherlands will be directly hit by that.
Mm-hmm. Can you quantify what the potential impact would be for your economy?
Well, it's quite hard to make budget calculations. We're trying to model it, and at the same time, we don't know what policy we should model because every day we hear different kind of policy perspectives. So for us, it's also hard to have like a projection where the economy is going. What we do see is a lot of uncertainty. So it can create like a 1 percentage point GDP growth. It's going down, but we still have an economy that grows. So we can take that pain, but still it's not good for the economy.
And of course, that downgrade, of course, there's a lot of uncertainty attached to that. That would be quite substantial. The European Commission is in charge of the tariff negotiations. At this point in time, we're not getting any clarity on whether the US is open to a trade deal for the zero for zero. Do you support what the European Commission is doing? It's keeping the pressure high, but it's staying flexible.
Yeah, as member states of the European Union, we said we should talk. The United States should talk to the European Commission. So we're not going to do bilateral deals. The European Commission is the person to go to. And then the European Commission has said we can retaliate if we have to. We can de-escalate. We prefer to. And we can offer trade deals, which is our preference. I'm fully supportive of that. And we hear, we have to see what right now the administration, the U.S. administration wants.
Absolutely. We have to talk defense because you yourself, you've been pretty vocal about joint procurement, the European defense mechanism. What are you hearing from other member states about this?
Well, first of all, it's absolutely clear that Europe has to invest more in defense, and we're also up to it. So right now we're increasing our budgets. At the same time, many countries have fiscal constraints. So we're looking for ways to spend more wisely, to get more security from the same euro. And that's why it's important that we have like common procurement, create economies of scale. And I think that's the path forward for Europe to do.
In the meantime, though, it seems there's still a stigmatization of those countries that are taking on too much debt. Right. Also, when it comes to defense spending, should there be less of that? There are exemptions right now, but still it's a very tough balancing act for many of the higher indebted countries.
Right, so it's gonna have to take tough choices in the national budget. So that's my point of view. It's like we have to invest more in defense, and at the same time, on the short term, you can increase your debt a little bit, but on the long term, you have to make tough choices. Which choices? That's up to the member states. Mm-hmm. But we know that Europe has large social security schemes. Yeah, and it has to come somewhere. So, or we have to increase taxes or spend less on social security.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you what you're doing in the Netherlands. I understand that the budget talks were very hairy and were very difficult. You found an agreement?
Yeah. Last week we found a new agreement for the budget of next year, which is good news. And at the same time, in the Netherlands, it always is a bit difficult to come up with a new budget. It takes long nights of negotiations. We're a coalition government, 4 parties, so you always have different opinions, and you have to find an agreement. And we succeeded once again.
Yes, 4 coalition partners. That is a very tricky act. Should Europe be concerned about the stability of Dutch government, of the coalition government?
No, we have a tradition of coalition governments, so sometimes it's 2 parties, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, so we're quite used to it. I think there's also quite of a charm in coalition governments because you have like a compromise where everybody has some gain in it. It takes a bit longer to reach an agreement, but once you have one, you have quite a stable government.
Mm-hmm. What is the spillover effect from one of your biggest trading partners, Germany, where we're seeing a grand coalition once again, more fiscal spending, more spending on infrastructure? Is that the way to go for the rest of Europe as well?
It depends on country to country. Germany now made a decision to increase their spending. For a long time they put their foot on the brake to spend less. They had some delays in investments, so I understand that they're doing it. We're a neighbor of Germany. It's our most important trading partner. So this is all good news for the Netherlands, so we can also profit from those investments.
Mr. Heinen, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.